So, there are probably a lot of people out there that are approaching this topic with some degree of vitriol. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to show you guys a miracle, okay? I'm going to show you an ideology crumbling under the weight of one man's thirsty Coomer instincts. I'm going to show you the power of the human heart and how it can overcome even the most adverse circumstances. Because you see, just yesterday, breaking news, Nick Fuentes, the one and only, pictured here being Nick Fuentes at an arcade, went on a date. And here, right here, is a 12-minute video cut together of said date with this fellow right here. See this one here in the foreground? Look at this.
Noon or 1, and then I just kept like watching YouTube videos. I just kept watching. I watched a lot of videos about dinosaurs. People have been giving me shit about. I said I don't believe in dinosaurs, so I was doing some research about that. Watching like some, and then
they
I just
open
kind
up
of got then
with a riveting conversation where Nick Fuentes defends his take that dinosaurs didn't exist, while the other boy laughs. Note how he's wearing cat ears here. Can you see that? We're not going to go through the whole video here.
I just got.
Let's go a little further.
And then I was like,
Still check?
Yeah, I just got roast beef juice all over my pants.
We're very wet.
Cute, right?
What are you doing?
Cat ears on.
I was trying to show the sandwich. You just got my chips all over the
Such a
table.
baby, dude.
You just fucked my chips. You know the reason why that's this idea that's been brought into the zeitgeist, right?
Can you hear what he's saying? He said, do you know about this idea that's been brought into the zeitgeist?
It's to stop men from making relationships because we're dangerous when we're together.
To stop men from making relationships because we're dangerous when we're together.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you give your friend a hug, oh, gay.
Yeah.
Oh, you go
kiss
out.
your friend on the lip. Oh, gay.
Oh, you have a shower with your friend, gay.
Bro. Belly sprawl.
It's really cute. You can go through the video yourself if you like. They seem to have a lot of fun. They drive around, they go shopping together, they get some food. Oh, they try on clothes together.
Wear it with your Cybertruck.
Laughing the whole time. Now, again, why are we going over this? Well, this could be, if you wanted to interpret it in such a way, a fairly innocent little date. I'm pretty sure the Catboy, the one with the Catboy ears, I'm pretty sure they're also, what's the term Nick goes by? Paleo-conservative, identitarian, white nationalist, traditional conservative. I go by Nazi personally. I'm old-fashioned. I'm not one of those postmodernists who believes in like redefining words. I like words having meanings, and that's the meaning of the word Nazi. I don't know if the Catboy is also a Nazi themselves. But we can look a little bit more into them, not their, political ideology here, but into them, as a person. It's really cute, actually. They're like a flirty little gay sex worker here on Instagram, Check it out. Look, they've got the cat ears, Catboy bathroom moments, a little overt there, pretty cute. Here they are contemplating life and ending it all, classic black pill right here. They've got kind of like the Patrick Bateman face as they stare off into the abyss. Rather fond of that one, I have to say. Here, my legal team has informed me that I'm actually allowed to show this next picture to you. I'm going off of trust here. This one right here, where the Catboy that Nick Fuentes just spent his time with is positioning a horsecock dildo in front of his gaping mouth, which has a sort of a tube drawing down from it, which, from my experience, which is considerable, is one that you use a syringe pump, to expel cum through. Fake cum, of course. So yeah, horsecock dildo, man after my own heart. I also noticed the lolly, not safe for work content over here. That's a little bit strange. This person's name is, I believe, if I recall correctly, is it Catboy Cammy? Is there another name? There's a lolly picture here too, in the one that I just removed. Yeah, this shit right here. That's just a, oh yeah, Lolly Socks. That's the name of this person. It's just a little weird because I thought that like the TradCon types were always going on and on about degeneracy and like pedophiles infiltrating high government, the QAnon stuff. So it's a little weird that this person actually has like lolly shit on their wall. But again, you know, we diverge a little bit here. So is this gay? Well, I mean, they're not like fucking in this little 12-minute video, and it seems like, because I've seen an earlier video of the Catboy here at some sort of furry con where he like called out all furries as pedophiles or something, or he you know, he did something like that, and it got posted by Zoomer Clips, which is one of Nick Fuentes' sort of orbiter content generation machines. So it could be they're just having a good old time, you know, but the evidence has mounted a little bit, and I want you all to consider this, and please do stay with me, because I think a very important point is to be made here, and I want you all to be here for it. Nick Fuentes has had a bit of a history with Catboys, you see. As evidenced in this Imgur album, from the beginning of 2018, in his Discord server, he created a channel called Catboys, where he encouraged people to post in here, plux, Catboys, in all caps. You know, we get our content here, you know, obviously the river doth flow. This one's pretty good, I think, you know, got the little furry cat ears going on, you know. Here's Nick Fuentes with cat ears. Maybe he could fit in with the new movie, A Man Ahead of His Time, you know. And it kind of goes on from there. Ooh, load 11 more images. Yes, please, actually. So again, none of this on its own would be weird if I was doing it, because I'm attracted to men and I run a sex-positive community. I have porn boards on my Discord. You have to get verified to use them, but I have them. I don't think it would be particularly, remarkable if it were found out that I was, for example, going out and spending time with sex workers on Instagram, gay furry catboy sex workers on Instagram, hanging out, and also having Discord channels dedicated to catboy porn. It wouldn't be that surprising for me, actually. I think it would be entirely unremarkable. But the problem is, Nick Fuentes is not like me, actually. Nick Fuentes believes in traditional families. He believes that if you have sex with men as a man, you're degenerate. You're morally corrupted, that it's filthy, you know, you should be shamed and ridiculed. And hey, don't just take my word for it. We can go right over here, actually, and listen to Nick Fuentes simultaneously share his opinion on non-traditional relationships and profess a strange inclination towards you know, in his word, traps. I don't know what he means by traps here. I'm going to assume he means feminine person with a penis. I don't know if he means like trans woman or like femboy. I will just go with feminine person with a penis, so we have the sort of catch-all descriptor here. Here, let's let the man take it away.
How is that causing? It's getting you to get sick because he doesn't clean his bed? How does that work, you know? I don't know. Just talk to him. Just say, hey, clean your shit up. Maybe beat him up. I don't know. What do you say to a person like that? I mean, a person who can't take care of their body, how are they going to take care of their room?
Oh, sorry. The audio is desynced from the video, so you're just going to have to live with that, I'm afraid.
Let's see. Kawa says, are traps gay? Also, I ate 5 Guys last night. Oh, well, good. Good for you. Cool. Are traps gay? Yeah, traps are gay. I've always maintained traps are gay. Of course, you have sex with a man, it's gay. There's no getting around that. Now that said, look, it's gay. I get it, 100%. I agree. Now that said, it's, you know, we're in times where the women are not really meeting their obligations. So I'm not saying you're not. Look, if you have sex with a trap, you're gay. No doubt about that. And you should be ridiculed. You should be made fun of. But it's a little bit different than if you did it like 20 years ago. That's all I'm saying. If you in the 1960s were banging a trap, I would say, what's wrong with you? Like, I would say that now. I would say, well, you're some kind of sick freak. We have all these beautiful girls, and they're normal, you know, and you have sex with a trap. What's wrong with you? But in 2019, it's like, well, it's different. It's a different circumstance, different options. You're still disavowed. I disavow. It's condemned. It's gay. It's all that. But it's just different. I think everybody understands that. But I'm still disavowing it. I'm just saying we just have to have a little. We just have to have a little nuance. All right. It's just a different times. All right. Different times, different circumstance. I maintain strong disavowal. Strong disavowal. Do not do that. It's gay, it's immoral, you're going to hell. And it's weird and it's gross and something's wrong with you. But we all recognize the females, the femoid race, they're not really carrying their burden. And I think we all understand that.
Now, if I was a paleoconservative who secretly had an attraction towards traps, or trans women, or feminine people with a penis, or femboys, or whatever definition we're going by, I might too engage in 3 minutes of suspiciously specific denialism when it comes to my attraction towards that group, wavering constantly between professing a sort of plausible deniability about whether or not it's okay to fuck them, and saying that they're degenerate and that they're going to hell and that they're disgusting and what have you. Oh, don't worry, Hyena. I completely, I sympathize. As someone who didn't always know that he wasn't straight, I completely get it. So, again, we inference to the most likely possibility. We know that Nick Fuentes has had sort of a Catboy history before here with the Discord channel. Nick Fuentes recently went out on an excursion with a gay Catboy sex worker and seemed to have a pretty good time. I mean, you can go check out the video yourself. In fact, here, I'll link it in chat right now. It's cute. They're cute. I still think that Nick Fuentes himself comes off like a grinning sociopath. But, maybe that's my bias. I just don't like Nazis that much. That could be my bias there. But there is a his willingness to deny in this instance, I think, is maybe a little bit more telling than the actual upfront evidence. There's one more clip I want to show you before I pull back the veil and I show you the joke underlying all of this.
Nikki Boo 32 says, when is the Catboy death match? Daddy Fuentes. Oh boy, well, great optics. Always great optics when you have that on the program. The Catboy death match will be had for the first, whenever we do the first America First meetup. Nick Fuentes, we'll do it in the Soldier Field maybe, to contain all the knickers, the millions of knickers from around the world. They'll come in and we'll have the Catboy death match there. We'll get the finest Catboys in terms of physical as well as spiritual attributes, and we'll have them in a fight to the death. It'll be very much like Fortnite. They'll be dropped into the stadium, and there'll be weapons scattered about. It'll be very gruesome and very bloody, but they're...
I see some of you are confused. Knickers is what he calls his fans. Again, it's Nick Fuentes, and he is a Nazi. Stay on point.
Can be only one, and that will be the top Catboy, but we'll see. And I get so much, it's funny because that started out as a joke, kind of a joke, but I get killed about it on Gab where people are like, we've discovered this top secret thing that nobody's heard about. Nick Fuentes tweets about Catboys. In my public server, in a public channel on my public server, we were posting about Catboys, and I was hacked. But we're posting about it, and they're posting, the Wignats, these unemployed, bald losers are posting on Gab, we figured him out, we've got him,
He was hacked. His Discord account was hacked, and he made a channel for Catboys. So, Nick Fuentes is a smart guy, but he's also pretty young. And he was even younger, back during the times when some of these clips came out, Right now, he's like 20, 21 or something like that, which means during some of these clips, back when he made that Discord server, he would have been like 19, 18. Dude's pretty young. So I guess it's time. Remember that 12-minute video that I showed you, the date that he went on I was lying to you. See, it was a bit of sort of deceptive. I'm leading you up to the grand finale. It was not a 12-minute date, actually. It was a 10-hour date. 10 hours of uninterrupted, recorded dating content between Nick Fuentes and aforementioned furry Catboy. If you don't believe me, look, I'm going to remove my webcam right here. See, right down here, bottom left, 12 minutes, 36 minutes, and then all the way over to the right, 10 hours, 9 minutes, and 37 seconds. This was a date, my friends. This was not friends hanging out. If you watch the whole video, which I have skimmed, they slept together in the same house. The Catboy, Lolly Socks over here, the Catboy sex worker, they flew out here to see Nick Fuentes. At the end of the date, he gets out of the car and talks about catching his flight back. Now, there are some Nick fans, we call them groypers, or he calls them groypers at least, who are coping so fucking hard, the delusional mental gymnastics to suggest that these two, that the Catboy loving Nick Fuentes having a sex worker Catboy flown out to spend 10 hours together. You can watch the whole video if you want to. I mean, again, I had to skim around it. Shit's fucking 10 hours. They go to the arcade together. They shop together. They make cute, flirty jokes. They look lovingly into each other's eyes. The Femi one, the Catboy, keeps laughing at all the jokes. I've been on dates before, my friends. I'm not autistic enough to deny the energy in this room. If it was a sitcom and edited properly, the fans would be calling for them to fuck. Okay? So why does this matter? I mean, why does any of this matter, right? I mean, the Catboy might be Nazi leaning. I have no idea. Nick is, obviously. Why does this matter? Well, I have a question to you, Nick Fuentes, and I know you're going to hear about this because I know you know about me. How does Catboy anal sex help win the culture war? Why would you send all of your Groyper fans out to do a little chimp dance at TPUSA if you were up there, digging deep? Or did you stick to oral? Frauding, maybe? Did you sword fight? Where did it end? I don't know. It's your business. I could make fun of you for ages here. I mean, I could make fun of you for the fact that you would have, based on the evidence that I have shown in this stream, literally have been sent to a death camp in Nazi Germany for being a homosexual. This is more than enough evidence, trust me. You want to go read up on, oh, you don't believe in the death camps, right? Okay, well, to everyone else, I'm sorry. You can go look it up. That would have been more than enough to get you, what was it, a pink triangle? Oh, yeah. So, be careful with that, I could point out the fact that you're a Catholic and a tradcon, and that you are engaging in the exact degree of degeneracy that you condemn others for. And let's not pretend here. Any Nick fans, Nick would be calling people a disgusting degenerate if they did a fifth of what Nick has done here, okay? Seriously, 10-hour live-streamed giggly little gay date where the boy wore his fucking ears, his cat ears, the entire time, and he's a sex worker whose picture's up on Instagram of him getting ready to throat 14 inches of, a silicone horsecock. Oh yeah, yeah. I think our friend, our Groyper commander over there, might condemn that should it be happening to someone else. So as they say, do what I say, not as I do. And while you're out there, my Groyper fans, hating gay people or whatever, Fuentes is getting absolutely fucking topped off with the deep throat of your queer little femboy cat twink. So leaving aside all of the jokes that we could make here. Raging hypocrisy. You would be killed in your own society if you could bring it about, you know, unless you want to disavow the gays or degenerate thing. If you'd like to take a public stance on that, I'm interested in hearing it. But I have a different take on this. Actually, Nick Fuentes, if you're listening, and again, I know you will, I think you're valid. I think you've come up across an inimicable fact of the hatred that you espouse. That whether you like it or not, some folks are gay, and some folks are black, and some folks are trans, and there are probably a bunch of other characteristics you feel free to discriminate against people over. And it doesn't intrinsically affect the value of their character, the moral worth they carry. What affects your moral worth is being a Nazi, my friend, but we can get to that. That's fine, you know. One thing at a time. Do you feel less of a man now or less of a human? I don't know. Maybe you're in denial. Maybe you've legitimately convinced yourself that what you've done isn't by any standard of your own ideological application filthy degeneracy. In which case you're delusional. I mean, you already don't believe in dinosaurs. So I don't know. I mean, think of how many Catholic priests there are raping kids who still think they're one of God's chosen. You know, I don't know. You can go a long way with the mental gymnastics. Or maybe you're guilty. Maybe you think you're guilty. Maybe you think like, holy shit, this was fucking disgusting. Why am I like this? Why am I a degenerate? I can't control myself. Maybe this is a self-hate thing. And I see that all the time on the Nazi boards, you know, 8chan and Poll on 4chan and the Kiwi Farms and just where they tend to congregate, you know. I swear to God, half of what Nazis talk about is how they're degenerates. How they don't meet their own standards. Every time I go into these boards, my cum brain is addicted to tranny porn. I can't stop getting off to racial cuckoldry porn. Like, okay. That's like a lot of you are like that. Like, do you think it's a little bit weird that your broader political applications would excise the majority of you from your own society? Do you think maybe that this is like kind of self-hatey? I've met very few happy neo-Nazis, by the way. The ones that I've actually gotten to talk to, very rarely do they seem like contented, fulfilled people. Even Richard, I used to rule you people, Spencer, came off real calm looking for the first couple of years. But hey, one leaked audio and it turns out he's a megalomaniac child desperately looking to regain an authority that he believes is his birthright. You know? Maybe this should be a broader sign to you guys that the standards by which you're condemning people aren't really that valid. I don't know. Well, good luck, Nick Fuentes. I hope he was worth the lay, because you're going to get a lot of fallout for this, and I've already seen a lot of people shit-talking you for this. And your reputation will go on. Of course, I'm not saying you're done or anything like that. But you are going to get a fair amount of hate. For being a huge hypocrite, which you are, for having done what you did. If you've got any nudes, like any, you know, like amateur sex tapes from that night you want to leak, just go like full throttle with it. Go for it, you know? Just commit, I suppose. But I have two propositions. One is to my audience, and to my audience I have this to say. Nick's going to be getting a lot of derision for being a degenerate faggot, you know? Because in his own words, that is what he is, you know, now. And when you see him getting that hate, I say you join in, but do the opposite. Don't tell him he's disgusting, degenerate, hypocrite, whatever. Tell him he's welcome with us. Hey, you know, now you understand, don't you? A category you assign to degeneracy isn't really a valid way of assigning moral worth. Oh, proselytize, my friends, you know? Oh, it may be a little bit preachy and cringy, but he brought a fucking Catboy over. Like, come on. If we want to talk about preachy, let's talk about Fuentes spending 2 hours a night rambling about how the traditional family is the only way to save the white race, and then live streaming fucking 11 hours of his clandestine homosexuality. Go for it. And I've been wondering about that too. I've been wondering, why would he let it be filmed? Like, we can be delusional and believe that it's all a joke or whatever. Like, this is part of some huge elaborate ruse that he's trying to engage in to make it seem like he's gay. I don't know. I mean, that seems a little unlikely to me. Years of history of his Catboy adulation, and then a Catboy sex worker flies over. They spend 10 hours looking at each other lovingly while going on a date. I don't think so, no. Really, there are only two things I could think of, because Nick isn't stupid. He's actually a pretty intelligent dude. There are two possibilities. The first of them is that he is genuinely done of living a life in denial. He's done living the lie, and he's going to come out as he's going to do the but thing, like the I'm the Nazi but. So we know them. Hey, I'm a Nazi but I'm gay. I'm a Nazi but I'm black. I'm a Nazi but I'm Jewish. Of course, they rarely call themselves Nazis, but you always Milo, they recently, Nick Fuentes and Milo had their conversation, and Milo, gets away with a lot of the Nazi talking points, and he's fucking gay Jewish interracial relationship. We've got you've got your Jesse Lee Peterson, your Candace Owens types. You've always got that tokenism going on, and maybe that's what Nick Fuentes wants to be. He's out, he's proud, he's bisexual. I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's straight to go after boys if they're feminine looking. I mean, spoiler warning, it's fucking not. But the other option that I can think of, and I think this is actually the most likely one, because he is very young and he is a dude, and he's demonstrated lack of impulse control in other areas. Maybe he was just really fucking horny, and his warning lights just weren't working for that one. Yeah, he got the Coomer brain, Maybe he just really wanted that tight fucking Catboy pussy. Which I'm sure, by the way, felt lovely. I'm not denying his the legitimacy of his decision making or anything. I'm just saying that's the only thing I can think of. Honestly, it's one of those two options, because the idea that this is a joke is, that's cope. We're coping hard. The last thing I want to say, the last imperative that I want to make, is this, and it's actually to Nick Fuentes. Hey, Nick, I don't know, maybe you made it this far or not. It's cool, whatever you want to do. I would like to debate you on my channel. I know you've been interested in debating me before because you tried to set it up through the kill stream, and I wasn't interested. Come onto my channel. It's also a live stream. It'll get a big audience. You can get your name out there, but I choose the topic. And the topic that I choose is that you are not a degenerate. That there's nothing wrong with your cute Coomer brain love for Catboys or anyone else that you would choose to go after. That's the debate subject. Anyway, if you're, if you may be feeling like perhaps a little bit of a fucking pussy, you could not, but, I trust you. Godspeed to all you crazy faggots out there, Nazi or otherwise.